Have you ever found yourself questioning your own reality? Are you kind of unsure of what's true and what's just manipulation when it comes to dealing with the narcissist? It's time to turn the tables, my friend, as in this self-awareness challenge, you're about to uncover one of the most powerful tools you possess, your self-awareness. Because once you see through the web of confusion and lies from the narcissist, you will then stop listening to the intention behind their words. And that's the key. You begin to take back your control. This challenge isn't about surviving their tactics. It's about reclaiming your voice, your mind, and your soul, as this is about reclaiming your freedom. So let's start with the most important person in the room, you. Imagine yourself waking up one day, feeling like you don't even recognize yourself anymore. You used to be confident, full of life, and sure of your decisions, but now you second guess everything. Every thought, every emotion feels tangled up in confusion, like a fog you can't clear. It started slowly. Small criticisms here, offhanded remarks there, that made you feel like you were the problem. You tried to explain to them how you felt, but somehow every single conversation left you feeling like you were in the wrong. Over time, you found yourself apologizing for things you didn't even do. You stopped sharing your thoughts because they were twisted against you, used as ammunition in future arguments. And when you tried to stand up for yourself, you were labeled too sensitive, crazy, or even selfish. They convinced you that your emotions were invalid, and you started to believe the narcissist. You started to question whether you were actually the narcissist, and they were innocent in all of this. The emotional harm was gradual but deep. You began isolating yourself from people who you loved and who loved you because you felt like they didn't understand what you were going through. You felt trapped in a cycle of emotional highs and lows, completely dependent on their approval, only to be torn down again. It felt like a never-ending game where the rules kept changing, and no matter how hard you tried, you just couldn't win. But what if I told you that this is not your fault? What if all this confusion and self-doubt that you've acquired was intentional, as it was designed to keep you off balance, as you were controlled and manipulated without your consent? Narcissists feed off of your uncertainty, manipulating your emotions to keep you feeling trapped and stuck in their world. The pain you're feeling is very common, my friend. And it isn't because you're weak and broken. It's because you've been emotionally manipulated to feel powerless. Now, this story resonates because it's not just a story, it's reality. It's every man and woman's story, including my own. It's the reality for so many of us who have endured narcissistic abuse. But here's the truth. You can heal. You can reclaim your voice and your confidence and your self-worth. The first step to reclaiming you is to first recognize that the problem is not you. It never was you. So it's time to break free from the cycle of entrapment, to stop internalizing the words of the narcissist. It's time to start listening to your own inner voice. You don't have to live in that fog of confusion anymore. The journey to healing starts with self-awareness, and it starts right now. Narcissists often use phrases or types of language to manipulate, control, and maintain power over others. Their words are used to undermine our confidence and shift the blame and elevate their self-importance. Oh, my dear, you're just too sensitive. What's going on with you? Oh, I never said that. You're imagining things. Oh, that didn't happen the way that I remembered it. Can you just stop? You're overreacting and you're making a scene. You're crazy and everybody around you thinks so. My gosh, woman, it was just a joke. Can't you take a joke? Why do you always have to take things always so seriously? These phrases are meant to make you doubt your perception of events and second guess your own feelings or memories. Can you guess what all these phrases are grouped as this is a common tactic behind the narcissistic manipulation. The following phrases are used for the narcissist to avoid taking responsibility. It's your fault I acted this way. Well, if you wouldn't have done that, I wouldn't have said this. You're the problem, not me. Look at what you made me do. Why do you have to ruin everything for me? Narcissists, well, they never take responsibility. They don't take responsibility for the things that they say and the things that they do, and they expect you to fill in the blanks. They expect you to step up to the plate. The narcissist will always shift the responsibility onto others or you. They try to make you feel guilty while doing so, as your guilt kind of has you acquiesce and back down. The narcissist often uses phrases to puff up and inflate their ego, especially when they feel like their ego is dropping. And it comes in the form as this: well, you should be so grateful to be seen with somebody like me. No one can do this better than I can. I got this. Do you know who you're talking to? I'm the best at what I do, and no one else can compare, not even you, so don't even try. You know, I've come to realize that people are actually jealous of my success. These phrases highlight the narcissist's inflated sense of ego and self-worth to a T, and they need you to agree with them for your admiration and attention. They are constantly seeking validation and superiority of others, and when they say these phrases, they're looking for you to say, oh yes, I agree wholeheartedly. The next phrases that the narcissists use are manipulation through flattery. Do you know exactly the term for these phrases? Comment down below. You're the only person who will ever understand me. I've never known anybody as special as you. No one makes me feel as good as you do. You're perfect for me. I don't know what I'd do without you. No one loves you as much as I ever will. Narcissists use flattery, and this is superficial, my friends. They use this to win over your trust and regain control if there is ever a conflict. These statements can be seductive, but they are also insincere. And they are always meant to manipulate. The narcissist always loves to use phrases to play the victim. They say things like, everyone always misunderstands me. I don't know what everybody's problem is. What have they got that I don't got? You don't know what I've been through. You don't know what you're talking about. Nobody has ever been through this. I've done so much for you. How can you treat me this way? And you're doing this after everything that I've said and done. I've stood up for you. I've helped you. I am the victim here, not you. Narcissists will portray themselves as the victim, as they are walking, talking victims. Everything that they say is motivated by them feeling victimized. Even when it's their fault, they project their guilt onto somebody else. And this tactic is to make you feel guilty and shift the focus away from their behavior. And when you feel guilty for them, you're sympathizing and empathizing with them. And what's happening is you then will just let it go and let the narcissist do what they want to do. They get away with it. Narcissists often pit you against others by comparing you unfavorably to people or by involving third parties. Do you know the name for this psychological undermining? It's quite common. This strategy keeps you feeling insecure and striving for approval. So if you can recognize what these phrases mean, comment down below. Everyone thinks that I am so great. Well, why don't you? You should be more like my cousin who is the doctor, the surgeon. Oh my gosh, he has such a wonderful bedside manner. My ex never treated me this way, so what the hell's your problem? Other people appreciate me. Maybe you just don't care enough about me. Maybe that's your problem. Narcissists will also entice you into silence by making fake promises called future faking. Things will get better, I promise. Oh, I'll change. You just got to give me some more time. I promise I'll change. I really will. You'll see. You'll be proud of me. Oh, we're going to get through this problem together. You just have to trust me. One day, we'll have everything we've ever dreamed of. Future faking is the narcissist's problem solver, as they make promises about the future to keep you hopeful and enables you to stick around with them through thick and thin. They use this as a faking devotion towards their loyalty for you and the relationship. Here's some control phrases that the narcissist likes to use on their own or mix in between all of these other phrases. I know what's best for you. You're not allowed to talk to them anymore. I forbid it. And don't you ever go behind my back again. If you really loved me, friend, you would do this. Other people do it, so why can't you? If you really loved me, you'd show your loyalty to me. Narcissists use control phrases to dominate your choices and also isolate you from other people. They want to maintain power by limiting your freedom and your independence over you and in your social circles. Next are phrases of devaluation. Now, these devaluation phrases don't seem like they are of importance, but they are manipulation tactics undermining your belief system about yourself. You'll never find anybody better than me. You are so lucky to be with me. No one else would put up with your nonsense. I don't know why I do. You know, you're not as smart, or you're not as pretty. You're not as intellectual as you think you are. I know. After initially idealizing you at the beginning of the relationship, narcissists then shift to this devaluation in a way to erode your confidence. And I believe it's because they are seeing how consistent and good you really are. You don't waver in who you are. You don't waver in your goodness. They see a constant benevolence there, and they try to knock you off that pedestal that you naturally are on. And so the narcissist tries to erode away your self-confidence and keep you dependent on their approval instead of relying on your own self-approval. Narcissists, when they don't have any phrases, or when they've run out, or they just can't be bothered, they will use their go-to behavior, the silent treatment. This is called stonewalling, and it is used to punish you. They use it to sulk, but also to give themselves some space. And as much as we assume that stonewalling is used entirely to punish you, remember that the narcissist is self-absorbed. They are motivated in self-preservation. So they're fleeing the scene, and they're catching two birds with one net, punishing you while fleeing the scene and going and thinking about their wounds, licking their wounds. Maybe they're giving you some space as they need space away from you. So while you two are in a lockout from each other, maybe they're going and seeking advice or seeking attention from somebody else. Oftentimes the stonewalling is because they don't know how to handle you, as you are the stronger person. You have tested their resolve, so they resort to stonewalling. Understanding these common phrases is crucial because narcissists often use words as weapons to control and manipulate. The best way to protect yourself is by setting firm boundaries and maintaining your emotional independence and recognizing when these tactics are being used. Now, once you become aware of their patterns, you can avoid getting caught up in their manipulations and regain control over your life. So what are some of the things that you can say to disarm the narcissist and diffuse the manipulations? Well, in the next part of this video, we will come up with some empowering ways to respond to the narcissist appropriately while detaching your personal feelings from them. When a narcissist sets out to manipulate you and use their words against you, it's always important to stay confident and stay composed. You can say things like, I'm confident in how I feel and I'm resolute on my decision. And you can say, well, I'm confident in my perspective. I am available to have a rational, productive conversation. This phrase sets boundaries. I understand that you may see things differently than I do, but I know how I feel about what was said, and I know what was said. So let's just keep this conversation respectful. You can also make yourself seem uninteresting and disinterested by saying, it's unfortunate that we don't agree on this, but that's how I remember it. And leave it at that and show no emotional attachment. You can also redirect the conversation. Don't argue their distortions because you're actually arguing with the narcissist's ego, and the ego is always rooted in fear. You don't need to prove the narcissist wrong. You can just circle back the conversation and say, let's just focus on finding a solution instead of debating on who said what. And you can also affirm your reality. Gaslighting tries to force you to trust an alternative reality other than your own. So simply say, well, I remember it differently, and I'm positive about my perspective. What you are doing by rebuffing the narcissist is you are just detaching your emotions to protect your peace. Many times the conversation becomes petty and toxic, and you can simply disengage. That is your right, and you are allowed to respond by saying, I don't think this conversation is going anywhere right now, so I'm just going to take a step back for now. And you can leave the room. These strategies will help protect yourself from the emotional harm narcissists try to cause with their manipulative statements. By staying grounded, setting boundaries, and affirming your own reality, you can limit their influence over you. So here's your challenge for the next week after you leave this video. Journal your responses the narcissist gives through the manipulative phrases that they use. Identify them as being blame shifting, future faking, love bombing, gaslighting. How many times are these phrases repetitive? And what scenarios are they used in to get you to let down your guard? What appropriate phrases and responses can you give in response to these negative phrases that the narcissist uses to hijack your emotions and use your emotions against you? Script your results to help prepare yourself for the next time. Practice in front of a mirror, as this helps you to be prepared for the next time the narcissist tries to disarm you. Come back here and share with us what phrases you came up with on your own, or what phrases worked and what happened. We'd love to hear from you. If you are ready to take back control and protect yourself against the narcissist from the emotional damage caused by narcissistic behavior, well, I have created a very powerful short e-coaching course designed just for you. This video was just a little tip of the iceberg. In this course, we'll dive deeper into these essential steps, helping you to master your self-awareness. You will learn to set boundaries and finally break free from their manipulation. Now, this is more than just knowledge. It's a toolkit for reclaiming your peace, your confidence, and your life. You don't have to navigate and journey this life alone, my friend. With guided exercises, practical strategies, and spiritual insights, this course will give you the clarity and strength you need to thrive once again. So if you are serious about healing and ready to start living in your power that is from the divine, click the link in the description of this video to join Positively Spiritual Living Masterclass of conscious communication that will empower you to begin living in freedom right now. So let's take this journey together, my friend, today. The narcissist uses specific words and phrases to communicate with you and communicate their toxic feelings and what they're feeling they want you to feel. They use toxic words, as the words themselves aren't meaningful. It's the power that they put behind those words that give those words meaning. How they are productive is because we initially give the narcissist meaning first. When we use our words to evoke understanding and compassion without ill motives, we learn that our words are protecting as they are healing. In this video, you have been given some examples on the various ways the narcissist manipulates you with their words. And you can break the spell within the intention of those words by not taking what the narcissist says personal. By using your own words spoken with the intention of protecting you from the narcissist's projected emotion into those words, you can then take back control of your life to believe in yourself once again. It's nothing more than I'm rubber, you're glue, whatever you say bounces off me and sticks to you. How that happens is you emotionally deflect by becoming emotionally empowered before the narcissist's words are able to hit your mind and sink into your heart. So thank you for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe and click the link to discover what conscious communication is all about and how it can empower you to honorably use your own words to impact others and yourself using empathy and authenticity, ensuring your personal interactions with others and yourself remain respectful, honest, and constructive. Blessings.